What is up, YouTube?
Yeah.
My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And, of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight, for our, weekly wrap-up, but especially right now, our kind of camp wrap-up of the week,
Week
more
2
or less,
in
right?
the books, right? Week 2 in the books.
So, excited to kind of touch base on a few things there and, of course, chat with you all here. And, since it is a Sunday, we'll be showing our beautiful faces here once again. So,
getting ready for the season. I mean, next Saturday, this Saturday coming up.
Yeah.
We're going to be on our first for this year, right? This is our 7th year doing this, basically. But we'll be on screen here for our game day reaction. You know how it goes here in My Cowboys Family. And those are the new crew that's in here, the OGs. Guess they know, but the new Gs, they're gonna know. The passion runs deep here, is real. You'll see it. Can't wait to start the season off with the family. And baby, let's start off this stream with announcing some of the family that really makes the thing go here on the nightly.
Thank you so much to the sponsor of the week. 3 weeks in a row, the membership man, Skeptical Fan.
3 months in a row for the man staying skeptical, and he's got the lead this week on the membership gifting side of things. Truly appreciate him. We got some special surprises coming from Skeptical Fan here soon. Well, some stuff that we will be, kind of giving some love back to the family here, you guys. So we'll figure it out here soon. Much love to Skeptical Fan on all the fronts. Currently, he is second place, trying to go for 4 in a row. He's got a 3-peat, trying to go 4 in a row this sponsor week. We'll find out today if he does it. But there's someone in his way, and he's right now got 96 Neville Gallimore points on the stream, boss. He's currently in first place on the overall board. It's Jason Renfro, as you can see there. Much love to him. He's also, right now, the Snug X has been repping that crown 3 out of the last 4 weeks here. You know why he's here. But is he going to back-to-back it? He's down 1.5, 2, 3 points right now in the cash app to Jason Renfro. This is called a takeover. Other than the membership side, Jason Renfro, who, by the way, is, 9 back on the memberships. It's a little last-second battle here. Jason Renfro, Skeptical Fan, Snug X, Marco Seppian, Dwayne Broussard, many others here. Speaking of, guys, much love to Lincoln Kane, part of the Star Level crew. He's back in the Star Level. We shout out nightly the Star Level people here, the family members in the top shelf Star Level or the over everything level. Star Level members like Lincoln Kane, Dwayne Broussard, the top dog, Skeptical Fan, sponsor of the weeks, Jason Renfro coming for the takeover, and Mary Alvarez. Appreciate it. Oh, no, and one more. We just got the newest addition, Andy Potch, of course.
Thank you so much, Andy. Much love.
The Cornerstone supporters on that side of things. Appreciate every single one of you guys. And good luck to the leaders. Jason Renfro leading the board pretty much everywhere except for the gifting membership side of things. But we do have Mr. Jason Renfro. Overall, he's taking the lead right now.
Adding to it with that $2
Yeah, I think he's like LVE points over Skeptical Fan right now. So that's a bit of a lead, but, membership drops can catch up fast. Right now, Jason Renfro dropping another $1. 95-cent holler. What did the man say?
Classic Go Cowboys.
Ooh. Appreciate everybody once again. Can't do this without you guys. Jason back to 98 points, Bohana style. And outside of the outside of super chats like that, outside of the the memberships you guys can jump into, there's a link for that if you want to check it out and join that. You also have the gifting memberships. You got the thanks button. Dwayne Broussard dropped a little bit of a video drop last one from earlier today. Appreciate the $2 holler there, the Go Cowboys from Dwayne Broussard. And, these guys like him, Skeptical Fan and others, Jason, they've given the thanks button as well. But there's 4 other ways they can help out. This all goes to the Cash App cream, right, to the crown. How's other ways that family can help out?
Of course, you have the Cash App money sign MyCowboysFamily, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, your regular PayPal link, and last but not least, the Streamlabs link, which lets your comment show up on screen just like a super chat.
So important, guys. We appreciate every single one of you guys in the house that help out in those ways. Now let's shout out those in the chat, ready to discuss some Cowboy football today. As we get ready to get the camera on here, turn it on. As you see Deuce, that's an interesting machine right there. Deuce is trying to catch the pass over.
For some reason, it kind of reminds me of like a weird version of those like inflatable things that are outside like car dealerships.
We used this last time on another example, didn't we?
I know, but it does kind of look like a weird mutated form of that. Sorry. Anyway, outside of that, let me go ahead, shout out everybody here in the chat. Huge shout out to Falafel Lover, much love. Jason Renfro, who, by the way, just dropped another $2 holler here in the super chat saying more love in the Cash App. So you might want to go ahead and double check that.
Just checked it. Maybe the leader, Jason Renfro, dropped a $3 holler and a Go Cowboys in there. And then he also dropped a Dak $4 holler in there. Another Go Cowboys. Much love to the man, Jason Renfro.
Firing himself up.
He's coming for that takeover. No doubt, no diggity, no doubt there. And that is true. With that last one there, he just got 100 points. He's fully loaded on that stream, boss. The only thing he's got left is that membership gifting. He's about 9 back on that. Much love to Jason Renfro, repping that star over everything as we're coming for that 6 and beyond.
Thank you so much, of course. Let me keep going.
Yes.
With the shout-outs here, we have Elazar Leos, what's up? Rolando Rodriguez, much love, representing. Double R, hello and hi. Kevin Bilbo, what's up? Spoony Dog. We have Stephen White in the house. Justin Quarles, the Q-Man. Dwayne Broussard, the top dog. Texas Twister, what's up? Asmodeus, hello. Landon from Wakanda, what's up? We have Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical.
Always.
Let me come back down. I think that's everybody here for the most part.
But not everyone yet, because we got Jason Renfro dropping another $1 holler in the Cash App, trying to extend that lead over SnugX. He's really coming for the whole kid and caboodle here, guys. Much love to Jason Renfro once again. The $1 Cash App holler.
There you go. So I'm going to go ahead and touch on a few comments here in the chat real quick, and then we'll go ahead and turn the camera, kick things off officially.
Go. Oh, and by the way, just one last thing. The star level member, the membership there, I just want to throw in there, of course, it's back, guys, coming up probably sometime this month, if not definitely, of course, before the season in September. But it looks like this month we're going to target. And we got ourselves our monthly...
Yes. Let me see. Weird Least Side Heralds
he
today.
Always will squeeze on in.
So Falafel Love was asking, is Zeke done there for sure? Supposedly not, and of course, until he's officially signed somewhere, even I will say never say never. But the Cowboys are obviously not aggressively targeting him in any sense of the word. So it seems like the Patriots are trying to woo him.
But the Cowboys don't rule it off. They won't rule it out. So, that you never know with no Ronald Jones with the groin injury. We talked about that yesterday. No real other power back. You just never know, right? The Joneses, but again, Stephen Jones said it's a business move here. It's about the money. Zeke is asking for too much what the Cowboys want to pay.
Yeah, and Elazar Leo said, how's the O-line look without Zack Martin? Not as good.
Not
That's
good.
it. Not as good.
And it looks worse, because of that, because of Zack Martin. But you already got 2 or 3 backups in there, sometimes 3 backups in there. It looks really bad against a dominating defensive front, making our defensive line look better than it probably is. And again, let's get Zack Martin there. Let's see Terrence Steele and Tyron Smith full time with Biotish and Tyler Smith. Then we see the real matchup: the defense versus offense. The offensive line is better than it will. It will be better than it looks right now.
So, anyway, with that said, baby, let's go ahead and kind of kick things off here on our side officially.
You can kick on the camera. Is that what you're asking me to do here? I got to find the camera first, baby.
Kick. I'm kicking you under the table. Just kidding.
Well, let's flick it on. How about that?
There we go, yay.
That star, the silver, navy blue crew, all you here. Baby, you're repping some skeptical fan representation.
Skeptical fan.
Hey, it's me. And you.
MCF shirt, yes.
And that star over everything. Guys, let's rock it in here. And baby, you're going to start this one off tonight. Because, ladies first. All right, a lot of prominent full-time female coaches, a record high in the NFL this season, and I'll let you do the honors.
So the front office sports says that 9 full-time positions this fall is actually a record for women in coaching positions. The full-time caveat is, of course, like the bigger point, because I know a lot of them have mainly had part-time roles, and I know there's still a lot of football roles that are considered more part-time or like contractor type positions, but now these it's like official with the team, like official team.
There's
coaches.
9. So last year there were 15 women in coaching, but not the full-time
not full-time,
right? So again, now it's a record of full-time females in there. Congrats to them, by the way, for doing that. Hey, whoa, what's happening? I saw a big red gift. Hey, he's in the membership because of
gifted
Jason Renfro.
A membership there. Much love. Thank you so much, Jason Renfro. And enjoy that, Rolando Rodriguez.
Jason,
huge shout out there.
I got to put him up here. He's 8 back. I'm just going to throw it out there. He's 8 back for the tie. 9 for the win when it comes to the memberships. And you just never know. I guess we haven't had anyone ever beat Skeptical Fan. He's a 3-month champion. And that's the only. And we've had this for 3 months. So Jason Renfro not only in the lead right now, trying to pull away, but now just pulling a little closer in the gifting situation, the membership, a great love here that you can do for the channel. And again, we appreciate it doubly sometimes when you guys drop, all the time when you guys do that, you give someone a chance to drop emojis and do other things in that navy blue. We got a special thing for the crew there, navy blue. And of course, the perks and stuff like that you get, but also just the love from Jason Renfro for the channel and helping out. Jesus, there it is. Yeah, whoa. Okay. It looks like we got a lot of gifts coming through here for some of the family members.
Huge shout out there, Jason Renfro. Wow. He said, "Hold up, wait a minute, 5 more gifted memberships."
Oh shit! Now we got our battle.
Blue TV, Traveling Fools, McLovin, Kirk Burning, and Reaper.
Damn, Traveling Fools and Kirk Burning. I know these guys from the other channels.
So there you go, guys.
The crew's in the house.
Huge shout out to you guys. Congrats.
Jason Renfro.
Jason Renfro, of course,
He's
for
3 back,
sharing the love there in that way.
3 back for the tie, 4 for the win, 5. He's got a 2-point lead there. J-Lou 2.
Yeah.
So leave it at that right now. But everyone's partying right now. Justin, put it on. Justin put it. Drop that the rules for switching on your account.
There you go. Yeah. Go ahead and click this link if you want to be able to turn on receiving gifted memberships, basically for the channel. And I think if you do want to join the membership, I think you might be able to do it through that.
Right,
as well.
So you can maybe join through there, but you can, again, for Justin Quarles, but also you can turn on gifts and you can gift and you can receive gifts once you're in the membership. So that's how it works.
But still, huge shout out there. Bruce got the toxic juice, much love. He said, I'm all for empowerment. And as far as
they can do the job, let them out there and do it. I don't care, man, woman, whatever.
I did want to point out that at least a handful of the women have been on successful teams. Shout out Paul Johnson. Thanks for subscribing.
In the family.
Like the 49ers, I know that they had a prominent female coach.
And believe it or not,
I think the Eagles,
the Washington Commanders had a woman there doing a full-time job last year, trying to hide their lack of treatment of women, the lack of good treatment of women in their job. So
anyway, the point is that, it's not like you can just say, like, oh, only shitty teams or something are hiring women out here. Like, the teams that made it pretty freaking far.
Yeah. Again, it's not about it's great to see it.
It takes a village is the point.
If you can do it, get them out there. Let's see as many women that can do it, right? And you got it. Then they get the job. Why not? That's the way I see it. I saw one of them working with those big arm pads. And you saw the men working with it. So she's handling it. That's great. It's all good. As long as they're good coaches, that's what matters to me. So again, now we're gonna go into other, I guess, news and information here after the rattling intro by Jason Renfro. The takeover is closer. Jason, he's down 3 in the. That's the only thing he's got left here. That's a full takeover. I don't think we ever had a 4 takeover there, a DAC 4 takeover.
Good point.
So
we never had 4.
Yeah, 4 options, right? Now we have 4 options to win. And Jason Renfro could come in next week 3 of training camp. ready for this first preseason game as the guy representing literally
the dominator,
the entire spot here. So we'll see. But hey, Carson Wentz, you want to have a good laugh? Check out the picture out there. It's circulating. He's he's wearing an Eagles helmet. He has the Indianapolis Colts shorts as he's throwing a pass, and he's got a Washington Commander jersey, a practice jersey. He's in. He was doing workouts this summer like that. He's looking for a team still. Of course, he's not signed with anyone. The Eagles were, that was their second overall pick in 2016. Of course, Dak Prescott, fourth round pick, compensatory pick, which is at the end of the round, basically a fifth round pick. Dak Prescott, and they got Carson Wentz. Now, I'll say this: the Eagles, not the Eagles, but Carson Wentz. 7 years. I think it hasn't. Basically the first time he's not with a team for 7 years since being drafted by the Eagles. Looks like no one even wants him as a backup. I mean, Cooper Rush was better than Carson Wentz. So now the Eagles did make a move today. Say this unfortunately, but they signed 2 linebackers to 1-year deals. It's similar to what happened last year when they signed Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph on the same day last year. They signed today linebacker Miles Jack. And that was former Steelers and Jaguar, and then former Titans and Texan linebacker Zach Cunningham. So solid names, right? Like the Ndamukong Suh, like the Linval Joseph signings interior defense last year. After I think Davis got injured or was banged up there, the rookie. So the Eagles just don't stop making name moves. They work out sometimes they don't. We'll see. I'm going to say this: linebacking area for them was one of their biggest weaknesses. Not a bad move. Again, they're still waiting for Nakobe Dean to come back from ankle injury right now. So that's what they're waiting on with him. So they got 2 more guys just in case he might have some injury issues through the year. They got some backups there. Adding Miles Jack and Cunningham for them, it basically they have a very young linebacker room. That's one of the biggest Eagles weaknesses on defense is the linebacking core. They got at least guys that are veterans and they know their shit. So adds competition, adds experience. It's good for them. Bad. I don't like to see good things happen to the Eagles, but either way, we just got to overcome. They can't get 14 people on the field. They can only play 11. So we'll see. I don't really give a damn. I know our team can beat the Eagles. I'm looking forward to it. I ain't scared. So that's the Eagle news of the day there. And then one other quick little nugget here on a guy that we discussed here throughout the offseason. He's still out there until this day. Justin Houston. Linebacker. Again, kind of that Dan Quinn kind of used him a little bit when he was at the Falcons. 4-time Pro Bowler, right? But he was still a free agent, probably asking for a lot of money. Reached an agreement today in a 1-year deal with the Carolina Panthers. And congrats, Camel Toe. But again, compensation update for him. How much did they pay, right? The Panthers gave the edge rusher linebacker, Justin Houston, a 1-year deal up to $7 million. Already I heard that. I'm like, there's no way the Joneses would ever even offer something like that. So you can see he was always out of the Cowboy range, as we've always said here. And $6 million of that $7 million is guaranteed. That's going to be way too rich for the Joneses' blood, even if Dan Quinn was asking for him. They're like, no, we got you.
Yeah,
Overshown.
There's no way the Cowboys would go for something like that.
Work with Micah. You got him. I'm just saying, that's what they're going to say. And, it is what it is now. We got Sam Williams, so. Guys in trouble with the law. All right, you know what? We always get. Why do the Cowboys always get?
Yeah, we always have some kind of reputation for having rule breakers. Yeah, I mean,
we always get picked on
starters
for being the prison. In the '90s, and then we had the White House there with the cocaine and the strippers and all that stuff. But
it's been a little while
since this 21st century, since 2000, the teams that have the most arrests since the last 23 years, the Broncos. 47. 47. Whoa, there it is. All right, okay. I got to get used to that box in my face. Much love
out there.
Again. Jason Renfro.
Gifting another membership here to the family.
He's
Much
two away.
love.
He's 2 away.
Ken got kicks.
Hey, now Ken got Navy Blue membership.
That's right.
Much
guys,
thanks to
drop them if
Jason
you got them.
Renfro. Yeah, drop those emojis. Appreciate you guys. Jason Renfro, skeptical fan. We bow down to you guys. Thank you for getting, helping the channel and helping out the family with these Navy Blue crew. Trust me, everybody that's in it, you're going to want to be in it at the least Navy Blue, Silver, or Star, or over everything. Because as the season gets going, we start doing things for the channel there on that side of things. So make sure you're involved in the membership side of things. Now, Who was the number one team with the most arrests? The Denver Broncos, guys. It must be I know it's legal now, weed, but they have a lot of arrests up there with the Broncos. The Vikings at 46, the Bengals 42, Jacksonville 41, Buccaneers drops to the 36, right? So big drops. I go all the way down to the Cardinals at 27, the Niners at 27. As far as 27 arrests since 2020, since 2000, not 2020, since the year 2000. The Cowboys are all the way down with 24. Only 24 arrests. That's
actually not bad.
That's like 22nd, in the list of most arrested teams. Around that range, 20, 22,
so
24.
We're definitely on the better side. Right?
The least arrested team, the Lions with 15, and the Eagles. You believe that? Their fans are the most arrested probably, but the team, the least arrested. The Eagles and the Lions.
That's one way of putting it.
The Cowboys are like in that 22nd area, the 23rd area. Again, they always slap us with the freaking BS, don't they? But hey, facts don't lie. Arrest-wise, there's a couple arrests here and there, a couple weed stuff here with Irvin, but in the end, we're one of the lesser teams that get arrested since this nice new 21st century. So all that narrative and all that BS.
I'm just going to point out something here, too. That also means that Jason Garrett's right kind of guys relatively stayed out of trouble for the most part.
You can say that about Parcells. You can say that about Garrett. You can say that about McCarthy.
Overall, I'm just saying,
I think it's more about the front office change.
Legacy as well.
I think it's a front office change.
Of not getting those types of guys.
I think it's a not a front office change because we go out there and get what's his name that went into MMA and what's it, Haley, right? Not Haley, Hardy.
Yeah.
So
Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy. So I'm just saying those. I'm saying that they weren't arrested while they were with us. I got some of those guys. The point I'm trying to say is it just seems like Jerry Jones has been a little more picky about the guys he brings in. He usually brings them after they were arrested. They were arrested before. Maybe that's the impression why people like Pac-Man Jones.
At least not with us, right? But Zam DFW said, honestly, we appear to be too deep at every position on defense. I would love to pick up a reliable vet for the O-line and a stud running back who can get the dirty yards.
Again, I'm 100% with you. That left guard spot is going to eventually be needed. Tyler Smith is going to have to move to that left tackle for whatever reason. That's going to be it right there.
I feel like O-line and tight end are, to me, still the two biggest priorities. I feel like, going way back when we were doing like OTAs and things like that, and we first heard about maybe Schoonmaker being a little bumped up. I'm like, feels like those are going to be the two things that the Cowboys should look at. And also, I have to include kicker on that list. The fact that I'm including kicker on that list makes me want to cry.
That's the weakest spot of our team. Even with the backup guard situation, it's pretty bad, but it's horrible. But the kicker is worse, in my opinion, right now. And the kicker could be vital to our season. Just like you can kind of roll and fix the guard situation a little bit if you have quick passes and you play away from that spot that you have a weakness in. But you can't play away from a kicker unless you go for it on fourth down every time or go for two every time. Super Bowl. You don't want to be on the kicker's leg, especially one of these guys we got right now. Just saying. Now, speaking of this season in the league, NFC East, look at our schedule. I mean, that's our training camp schedule, but look at our 2023 schedule here, guys. The Cowboys and Washington. The NFC East had the teams that sold both the most and the fewest tickets. I shouldn't put this up, but last year. In ticket sales, guys, according to Sportico, the Cowboys obviously had the most tickets sold last year. The team with the fewest tickets sold last year and any team in the NFL, the Washington Commanders. So, speaking of training camp, you see where we're at here, right, guys? I mean, right now, today is the 6th. Tomorrow's the 7th and the 8th there. The next 2 days, back-to-back practices, pads. We're going to see a lot of action here. It's going to be thinning down the crew here, and we're going to get to the bottom of some of these positions and really setting up Jacksonville, which is coming up. The Jacksonville game, August. And of course, 9th we're off on Wednesday, but the 10th we have another practice. And then after that practice, the Cowboys go to Dallas, Oxnard, to practice there and get ready for Saturday's game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. After that game, they fly back to Oxnard, 14th on the Monday, 15th on a Tuesday. That's where they end the Oxnard experience. That's the 11th and 12th practices. After that, the Cowboys go to Seattle, probably practice there one day, and then play the game again, the preseason game at Seattle. Fly back to Dallas after that. Have a couple more practices open to the public, and then after that, the last preseason game, the cut day, and we got about a week and a half. We'll probably do one of our party streams then. We have a week and a half between the regular season, between that moment, towards the end of August and the beginning of the football season, our Dallas Cowboy regular season. So I can't wait. Of course, that's the regular season. Here's the regular season, as you can see it. And at that Sunday night game on September 10th, I'm ready for this one. I'm ready. So, anyways, that's the a lot of the NFL news you see how it's trickling to the Cowboys here. Real quick, I know Jerry Jones is going to love this. The list of top-selling NFL jerseys right now that came out, according to CBS Sports, 3 out of the top 10. Cowboys, repping the star. Micah Parsons was the 4th, well, the highest of the Cowboys, but he was 4th on the list of overall jerseys. Dak Prescott was 7th on the list of the top 10, and CeeDee Lamb was the number 9 on this list.
That's, not really surprised considering Micah is doing what Micah does. Dak Prescott, of course, is our QB.
CD,
but it's
receiver,
honestly,
88.
it is a very nice, pleasant surprise that CeeDee Lamb is up there.
Yeah.
Just because, He I think it's well deserved. Is my point.
He's edging to that point of being like that star 88. That he's already there, but league wide, right? Not just a Cowboy wide, right? So, there it is. I'm sorry. There's Jerry Jones popping on the screen. Sorry, I almost blocked you out.
Okay.
He spoke in Canton, all right, for the enshrinements, and spoke about DeMarcus Ware and Chuck Howley in the Hall of Fame. He was asked who should be the next Cowboys in the Hall of Fame, and he said, "Well, this year has something to do with it." And then he mentioned Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons. Okay, great. I mean, I don't know, but
again, no surprise.
He's he's kind of saying these guys are going to be Hall of Famers. I don't know, but he didn't mention Harvey Martin, legend, right? Hall of Famer. Darren Woodson. You can say Everson Walls, Jason Witten. As far as future guys coming in, these are the guys you got to talk about for sure. You can make a case for Romo. I don't know if Dez going to make it, but he mentioned Dak and Micah Parsons. I'm just going to leave it out there for you guys now. Baby, I know this next topic is important. This is about this guy, big old Zack Martin. I see you back there. But let's first talk about what's going on with Zack Martin. And let me take Jerry out the picture for a minute, and let's see the workout going down for Zack Martin here while he is in Dallas. There's a little extended version of the first workouts you saw us play here. Let's look at the full new clips. You're going to see some of the old clips. It was like last week, and then 2 little 10-second clips. I'm going to replay them a little bit. And you guys can see what Zack Martin is doing right now as he's getting ready for the season. Not started with the Cowboys though, back in Dallas. So check it out here as he's working out, hitting the machine there. He's working with O-line masterminds guru Duke Manyweather. So good to see. Of course, Zack Martin keeping himself so fresh and so clean, right? And he is. Again, this is the initial video. You'll see the clips of him basically doing some kind of push-off stuff here, as you can see, and here, boom, and moving. So again, those are basically the clips that you're seeing. But this is all Zack Martin working to keep in shape and keep ready for this season. So I thought everyone would like to see that as we get ready to talk about a little bit Jerry Jones here involving into the contract. What's the financial consequences of Zack Martin's holdout? Whoa, hold up, wait a minute. I just saw a double drop go down, I think,
yes,
right?
we do.
Jason Renfro with a dollar holler, and then, welcome, Skeptical Fan. He's in the house.
Huge
Always
shout
skeptical.
out to Jason Renfro, Skeptical Fan. Jason Renfro with his Go Cowboys
Woo.
and a dollar holler. And Skeptical Fan with a $2 holler. He said, I'm late one time and the troll sneaks in. Well, just look, at least Side Harold's just, starting to chap his cheeks. The more that real football starts happening here, the more he's starting to be bothered by the Pee Wee football they're doing back in Houston.
Yeah, I mean, he looks at Deuce Vaughn and is like, damn, he's big.
That's okay. Jealousy does not become.
It's all right. It's all right. Listen, hey, much love to Skeptical. Man, you got a little battle going on here. You got Jason Renfro. He's 2 back. 2 gifted memberships back on the Skeptical membership man over here. Let's see what happens. This is the wrap-up portion of the week here, so someone's going to be crowned champion.
Yes.
Now, baby, I know...
And someone joking, I can't remember who it was, but at the beginning of the stream, someone asked me how I'm feeling. I said, I'm feeling worried for Zack Martin. And I think I have a good reason to be. I'm going to go ahead and break down exactly the financial consequences of what Zack Martin's holdout means for, right now, what it could mean for the next few weeks, what it could mean for the future. Really what it means for Zack Martin, depending on what he ends up doing with the front office.
We all know he is right now, literally, as he's working out, you can see in the video, working out right now in Dallas. O-line masterminds. He's being fined $50,000 each day he misses training camp. As a player on a veteran contract, unlike a rookie contract, when we talk about Bosa, the daily fine is mandatory, cannot be reduced, rescinded, or waived. the financial consequences that Jerry Jones referenced in his, we talked about what he said recently.
Yeah, they run beyond the fines. It's not just the $50,000.
The $50,000 is what we can see, but what's the real behind the scenes? Baby, I know you did a little study on this.
So when you look at the way that Zack Martin has done his contract the last few years, he has restructured in 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. So he converted a lot of his money from base salary to signing bonus. So for this year, his current base salary, this upcoming season right here, right now, is only $1.7 million. That means that the rest of it is all signing bonus. $9.34 million.
What's the importance on that?
Unfortunately for Zack Martin, the Dallas Cowboys can actually take back some of that signing bonus money. And it's not just like, a little bit. We're talking big change. So already, just from the time that he's missed, the Cowboys can claim 15% of that signing bonus. Wow. So $9.34 million. Bam.
Is what 15% they can claim?
Of that already just now. Yes. They can basically say, Zack Martin, we're taking 15%. We need you to give us that money back. Sorry, you owe us. Now, the good thing is, with the current CBA, there's limits to it, right? The Joneses can't just completely clean house. Basically, let's say Zack Martin misses the entirety of camp, right? The Cowboys, whether he misses all of camp or whether he misses it up until August 9th, because that's a critical date, right? After that point, it's 25%. So it doesn't matter. If he comes back August 10th or if he comes back August 29th, it's basically the same shit as far as the Cowboys money-wise. They can only take 25%, and that comes out to about $2.3 million. So that's like the most that the Cowboys could basically reclaim from his whatever they have to pay him this year. Now, it gets a little more complicated when you consider the way that the Cowboys usually structure their contracts. Remember, we're a little bit different from other teams. Instead of having bonuses for saying, hey, great job, thank you for showing up to camp, here's an extra $100,000, $200,000, $500,000. No. The Cowboys say, hey, if you don't show up to camp, we're taking money from you. And because Zack Martin has already missed this time during training camp,
how much? It's a certain percentage.
So he needs to complete 84.375% of scheduled workouts. And obviously that does include training camp. That training camp is folded into those numbers. So it's a little bit tricky that he's missed this much camp, because now he's getting close to losing $500,000 from his base salary.
This is a de-escalator, so it's already it's every Cowboy contract is done this way. They always put in there, if you don't show up for this much percentage of the camp, you have to give us back money, not we give you money. Now,
I do have to admit, I am not familiar enough to know if the Cowboys can choose to waive that in particular, since it is their contract at that point. You know what I mean? That's a team-specific escalator, de-escalator. So maybe there is some negotiation there where they can say, hey, we'll waive this if you blah, blah, blah. Or maybe it's similar to the NFL fines where it can't be waived. It's in the contract. We can't do shit about it, right?
Yeah,
so I don't know how that works. I'm just being honest with that specific part of things. But either way, Zack Martin is on the hook for
$500,000. Whoa! I'm sorry. We gotta stop the show for a second here. The man, skeptical fan.
Woo!
Let's put the camera on here. Just gifted 5 memberships. He's taking a little bit of a bigger lead. Now he's taking a 7 membership lead here. He's got a touchdown lead in the fourth quarter here, guys. Literally, fourth quarter. The last couple of minutes in the game.
I know. Real quick, huge shout out to you. Real quick. Thank you to Skeptical Fan. Shout out again. But Tommy DC.
Congrats to
Congrats. Yasashi Sukun. Gregory Hubbard. Matthias G. Joe Schmeg. I don't know how to say that. Sorry. I do have to admit, that's a tricky one there, Joe. But thank you, Joe.
Smenge.
I don't know. I don't see an end there. So anyway, either way, huge shout out to you, Skeptical Fan. Congrats to everybody who just got a gifted membership. Drop them if you got them, guys.
It sounds like Skeptical ain't giving up that membership streak.
He said, hold up.
He's on his 13th week streak right now if he gets this. Let's just put it that way, right? So, ooh, man. Burning it up. Now, Skeptical gets a little closer. Now Jason Ruff is still way above. Currently, he dropped a 5 gifted membership, so he's just staying in keeping pace with Jason Renfro right now. Jason Renfro had about an LVE lead on him as we started tonight, so still a battle on that side of things for Skeptical Fan to get the 4 in a row, the Dak drop, but a whole month of that's a month. Yeah. That's a sponsor of the month now. That change. We have to change the board there, make it sponsor of the month. But Jason Renfro right now in the lead across all the boards. Still the big takeover coming from Jason Renfro, except for the membership side. Just had to say that and stop the show for a second.
And hopefully everybody is keeping up so
far.
Yes, again, huge shout out to everybody here. Yes, I still have more. That's why.
How you guys feeling about the wife's breakdown here? Figuring this thing out.
I'm gonna hopefully recap it in a second here what I've said so far. But thank you to everybody here chilling. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us anywhere and everywhere at MyCowboysFamily. Hop in the Discord as well. Link for that's in the description box.
Memberships, guys, all those things. Jump in.
So, like we said,
I can add an emoji, by the way. If you guys refresh your screen, drop some Houston hate, Texan hate.
Oh, okay. So
for East Side, everyone get on that right now.
Give me a second. Let me do that then.
So this is what we're going to integrate this into the show. Yeah. We've done this last couple of years. The membership in the regular season, the haters come. We're ready for the haters now.
Oh, there it is.
We don't ban them. We keep it going, baby.
There we go.
Oh, Jason Renfro with the 5 memberships. Holy shit! Well. This is called a battle.
Oh, holy shit, guys.
5 more. Listen, we're going. I can add another emoji now, officially. So much love to Skeptical and Jason Renfro. But
Thank you guys both, seriously.
It's a battle for real.
Huge shout out. Let me go ahead and give the shout out
outlast here. Who? I don't know.
First of all, shout out to you, Jason Renfro, again. Thank you.
Dropping it.
But
like it's hot.
Tadashi K, we got C, Unbroken American, Gorilla Problems, and Person. Congratulations, guys.
The person got a navy blue crew. Man, this is going to be a great raffle cup. Oh, I didn't want to give up the information.
Oh, there we go. So, guys, real quick, if you do want to be able to, be eligible to receive
a membership,
I just dropped the link there. And, of course, hopefully, I don't know if you are a member, I think it lets you upgrade. I don't honestly, at this point.
It does let you upgrade. It should let you.
Yes.
But
again, huge shout out there. We got Skeptical Fan who dropped another.
Oh, shit. Fuck.
Membership, huge shout out, Skeptical. Much love to Mighty Horse Rocks.
That's an interesting one, guys.
I
like that. That's.
Do you ever wonder if some of these names are supposed to be something else, and then you're just too dumb to not get what it's supposed to be? So Mighty Horse Rocks
got some kind of connection to Mighty Horse Rocks. There's a reason why he's named, or she, or they are named Mighty Horse Rocks. Trust me on that. I got to shout out some other people here.
So, first of all, Mark Hosepi, what's up?
Mark in the house.
Mari 808. Yes. So, guys, first, let me go ahead.
I'm loving that coffee, brother, by the way. I'm loving that coffee.
Go ahead and do the shout out there. Oh, Bo Smith, shout out to you. The 2-month membership holder saying, why does CeeDee Lamb look like Randy Moss and play like him? And also, go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
Thank you so much, Bo Smith. Appreciate you.
We got CeeDee Lamb rolling. Whoa. They got more. Another membership drop here by Jason Renfro. Wait, what? A 5? I can't keep up, baby. I cannot keep up with who's winning now.
Okay, first of all, huge shout out to everybody here. Thank you for subscribing.
Airborne. Subscribing.
Memberships. I know. I'm losing the plot.
We're a little discombobulated. I apologize. Jason Renfro now adding to this thing here. I'm losing track of it. I am.
Okay, so first of all, Jason Renfro, 5 more gifted memberships.
Yeah. All right. Yes, go ahead. Yes, we are blown away. I got to add up the memberships here. Another 5. Does that put them in? I'm trying to think. Okay, so Skeptical dropped the 1.
Look,
right?
You do your math behind the scenes real quick.
I know. I'm old.
Brian Bolt,
all over the place, baby.
Lurker, Kudukyu Zio, Caleb Thomas, and Airborne 83. Huge shout out to all of you guys.
The whole crew, everybody in the house
drop
here.
The emojis, drop
is in the membership. It's crazy.
I know we go late night, so not everybody's usually here when they get there.
Yeah, we got a little earlier tonight.
But yes.
And
it is a membership battle now.
It's a membership
for sure.
Listen, right now Jason Renfro is in the lead. If I'm not mistaken here. Jason Renfro is in the lead by 2. What the hell's going on, baby?
I honestly don't even know what to say, but I'm going to try to recap the Zack Martin stuff from the beginning. Like I said,
don't even know. We got to recap it like in a
so just touching base,
version.
guys. Zack Martin, the NFL fines any player on a veteran contract $50,000 for every day they miss. Bam, mandatory, no way around that.
Okay.
But remember, Zack Martin has restructured his contract, and now with the new CBA rules, the front office of your team can now recoup some of their costs on the signing bonus. But because Zack Martin has restructured his contract, most of his money is signing bonus. His base salary is only $1.7 million. The other $9.34 million, all signing bonus. And the Cowboys can go after that amount.
So he purposely did this to help the team out in some ways by restructuring
every
the contract.
single year he did that to help the team.
And by restructuring for the Cowboys to help the front office, now they're not saying they can do it, but that's where they have leverage. Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones has leverage over Zack Martin, now, where they can just pull that card. And if they pull that card, he's out $10 million.
Yep. Because of the time he's already missed,
that's major.
15% of that $9.34 million, bam, the Cowboys can already take that right now.
They haven't, but they can. They can hold that over his head.
But up until August 9th, he basically, if he shows up before then, he can save a little bit of money, right? If the Cowboys want to go after that.
But once after August 9th, he's not saving anything.
It does not make any difference because the Cowboys can now take 25% of that signing bonus, which is $2.3 million.
Yeah.
You know, they can basically just take that. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what happens. Now, of course, once he starts missing like regular season time, that gets into like a whole different.
It's a 1/17 of his contract of his signing bonus, which is 9 point whatever million.
And then it just kind of keeps
going. If he misses the whole year, he loses the whole $9 million. What does he end up earning only if he stays? If he sits out the whole year, how much does he lose and how much does he make?
I mean,
in his pocket.
If he sits out the whole year, he's only going to make $1.2 million.
1.7, I think.
No,
1.2.
He's going to
veteran minimum. Damn. Yeah. No.
Remember, $500,000 of that is that's why I just said, I'm like, calm down, hold the fuck up.
1.7, you take away the 500,
Remember,
you're 1.2.
The Cowboys are different than other teams.
Yeah,
Instead of having bonuses for showing up to camp activities or team activities, the Cowboys have de-escalators. They take your money away. So Zack Martin, if he doesn't show up to at least 84.375, it's very important, percent of team activities or team workouts, including training camp and that number, he's going to lose $500,000. And like I said before, I am not sure if the Cowboys have the power to choose to waive that or rescind that or do whatever. Again, the same way they have the power to choose not to take that money from him, right? They have the option to. They don't have to, right? So the only thing that is mandatory is, of course, that NFL fine, which is separate from all of that. Because remember, as far as I'm aware, that $50,000 just keeps on racking up.
He's currently at $600,000 right now.
Yeah. So I think after that, Jason Renfro.
Oh my goodness! It is on again. Jason Renfro. Wow. Another 5 memberships gifted. This is blowing my mind right now. We might get another emoji here. Blowing my mind. Jason Renfro.
First of all, huge shout out. Thank you so much.
Man,
congrats to your worst nightmare, Crypto Mongoose, George Barza, Michael Beal, and Mac Zack. Mac Zack.
There
you go. I think they're pretty accurate there because the Zack Mac Daddy. What do you guys think? So I'm going to go ahead and
thank you, Jason Renfro. Man, he is still in the lead now, and he's in the lead. He took a fourth quarter takeover right there. He's 33-26 here in the final waning minutes.
So first of all,
wow, I don't even know what to say.
Huge shout out! Thank you guys so much. I am discombobulated here. I'm trying to just
you're doing a great job focusing because I'm all over the place. I'm gonna make sure I add up the stuff while I put up the workout video here so you guys can see what he's doing.
It is really unfortunate.
What's going on? What is your thoughts? Because there's actually.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet just because, like I said, everything else that I have is more about what it means for him as far as if he starts missing time in the regular season. But as far as my personal thoughts, I think it's really unfortunate that Zack Martin is possibly being bit in the ass for doing the right thing for the team for, like we said, 2020, 2021, 2022, and even going into this season. He was like, of course I'm willing to play ball. Of course I'm down to adjust that. And real quick, let me shout out El Fuego 2.0.
Is that
who did drop El Fuego 2.0 in the chat. Shout out to him with a $10 Cash App drop. Huge shout out to him. Shout out to KBMS Mania for subbing it up here. Appreciate that. We got a lot going on here all at once. Did Mr. Fuego?
It was a $10 holler. It was no comment. Just go Cowboys.
Always go Cowboys. Thank you so much, by the way.
Much love to El Fuego in the house. So sorry, baby. I'm sorry to interrupt you like that.
Right.
But I'm adding it up right now and putting them up. I'm getting all these things in order.
Yes. So, like I said, I think it's unfortunate that he might be bit in the ass for doing the right thing by the team. I also understand the argument that he already got paid like a top guard. But I think that the way his contract is currently structured lets you know that there's ways that the Cowboys can maybe pay him a little bit more. And I can understand him basically saying that, hey, when I signed this contract, my price even now, and not even that, but that it was done with an estimation on how much like guards contracts and things like that would grow. As we've seen, pretty much every single position outside of running back, like their growth, and I think maybe tight end or one other, you mentioned this the other day, but every single position, like the amount that you're paying them, the growth has exceeded some of the expectations that teams had. Like they weren't expecting to pay these guys this much money in certain ways, even though we obviously have that kind of money to spend. And when you're looking at the way top guards are being paid and the way that Zack Martin is still playing at such a high elite level consistently, healthy, day in, day out, he even took one for the team and switched positions and still played like a freaking Pro Bowler at that position. So, and that was to his detriment because he got banged up and hurt doing that. And of course, took other hits because when it comes to his contract and other stuff, like, I'm just saying, like, he took a hit for himself in a money sense. We don't see it that way because he played so well, but if there was any kind of incentives or other things tied to him being a right guard, him moving over to right tackle even for a little bit definitely had an effect on that as well. So after all of that, the Cowboys then turn around and at least don't even have the decency to sit down and like discuss this with him. The fact that they've been giving him the cold shoulder, and that as far as we are aware, based off what you said just a few days ago, there still has not really been any real discussions with Zack Martin's agent or Zack Martin's side of things from our front office. So I don't know. I understand it's a business. But the Cowboys are the first ones to talk about respect and other things like that and the name of the star and stuff. So I just find it disrespectful. I think there's some kind of in-between between, at least sitting down and having these discussions and moving things forward and also respecting the legacy of Zack Martin, while also, yes, being understanding that the cap is a cap and there's not as much pie to go around according to the Joneses. Of course, I'm a little bit different-minded when it comes to the pie.
I love the breakdown, baby. The thing actually I'm going to relate to this is I want to ask a question here. Not ask, but my thing is let's look at the positive now. As Zack Martin's working out in Dallas with O-line masterminds and Duke Manyweather, what can the Cowboys do? How can we get this resolved? So a 1-year extension on top of the 2 years, worth about $21 to $22 million, would seem appropriate. Jerry Jones going that route. Yeah. All right? Zack Martin could be given a $5 million signing bonus that would be prorated at $1.25 million annually through 2026. You can divide it out that way, but he gets a $5 million signing bonus. And you can also add voiding or dummy years. We talked about this in the past, the voidable years. In 2025, 2026, contract years. In this 2022 restructure, we've done that. So the $14 million of his 2024 compensation should be guaranteed in this if the Cowboys went this route. Another option, how about incentives? Let's add incentives to this as well. 2024 base salary escalator to Martin's contract. And some let's do that next year. Over the last couple of years, some teams have added incentives to contracts as a way to kind of get the players happy about, who feel underpaid, and like Zack Martin. So incentives is a lot more challenging for the Cowboys to do incentives because for Zack Martin. Why? How do you really put the statistics to an offensive lineman? So it's hard to do that. The most frequent category you'll see on position players, running backs, for instance, running backs get rushing yards, right? It's easy to kind of see the stats there. But playtime is the other part of things where you can see Zack Martin, okay, we can go on play. If he's a full-time kind of guy, rarely injured, he will get the incentives. That's a good incentive for putting that stuff in there with some individual achievements and also team achievements like making the playoffs, winning the game. You can get more incentives that way as well. The Cowboys have done that a lot with a lot of contracts, right? I mean, so the Cowboys have $20.8 million open right now on the salary cap, according to NFLPA. And the Cowboys are in a position to accommodate some of these incentives for Zack Martin now if they wanted to. There would be a cap credit following the season if anything was considered, one of these incentives, but that was not earned by Zack Martin. So when you look at this, guys, look, Jerry Jones has there's two ways this thing can go. And I think right now Jerry Jones, based on what you're saying, baby, has a lot more leverage than Zack Martin.
Yeah.
But Jerry is going to he obviously wants to, you've made this clear, he wants to wait out Zack Martin because the severe financial penalties you just described deter someone to be gone from the team for longer than training camp, really. Even that's a lot. So he doesn't, this is really getting to he's really squeezing Zack Martin here based on all of these leverage points that we just discussed. The Cowboys' ability to get some of that money back would not be possible, with most other teams, is an issue for Zack Martin. Most teams, he would not be able to do this, but because he worked with us, now we're able to bite him in the ass. Mm-hmm. And now he's going to pay for it, and the Joneses are using this leverage now on him. So Martin doesn't have any leverage, let's be real about it, other than on the field situations, right?
Let's okay, go ahead.
No, I just want to quickly finish. That again, it's not a surprise to Zack Martin to maybe demand a trade, right? If Jerry Jones continues to be unwilling to make any adjustments to this current contract. So, to me, on the Zack Martin side, though, it's the fuck around and find out situation. In a way, yes, the money side of things, Jerry Jones has all leverage. On the field stuff, there's no leverage. In my opinion, you got to trade him, and someone's going to try to, undersell us on Zack Martin. So that's a big jump right there. So Jerry Jones, right now, it seems like Zack Martin, obviously on the field, Zack Martin doesn't need the Cowboys as much as the Cowboys need Zack Martin in the field. Mm-hmm. If he remains kind of stuck and embedded in his position, Zack Martin staying out there and practicing, as you're seeing here on the film, if Zack Martin remains stuck in his position and not coming back, Jerry Jones in the front office will have to decide if willing to risk the potential of a poor start to the season, the health of your $40 million plus quarterback, hurting your team on a Super Bowl possible year run, right? Zack Martin also knows the front office, Jerry and Steven, eventually what happened? What happened? They caved to Zeke. They caved Larry Allen, Emmitt Smith, back. You know what I'm saying? Like, they eventually caved. Now, I will say this. It was under different contract CBA situations as well. This is the first one this is the first guy, Zack Martin, that's under the new contract situation that hasn't really been able to push it.
You see how much more leverage these owners have in reality when you see it this way. I'd also like to point out that Zack Martin does have the one leverage. You kind of pointed on it, like touched on it just a little bit there. But if Jerry is really thinking like this team can go all the way, if we're all sitting here thinking the same thing, this is the best roster we've seen from the Dallas Cowboys since the 90s, things like that, well, do you legitimately see us getting to any Super Bowl without Zack Martin on this offensive line?
No.
With the current options that we have for replacing him?
There is no way in hell.
I mean, and that's what I'm trying to say. So, in a lot of ways, I think that Jerry is counting on that over everything else. Zack Martin's not going to miss the season. He might miss camp. He might play around with a little bit of whatever, but there's no way he's going to sit out any meaningful game time.
Well, it's not.
That's just my prediction on what he thinks he will do. You
know who never sits out? Mark Hosepian. Much love to the man from Hawaii. Aloha, sir. And man, that coffee is so fucking good. I'm just going to leave it at that. Yes. It is fantastic. Much love to the man, Mark Hosepian. The 15th streak champion as far as a sponsor of the week. That's not been touched by anyone but him, right? But much love to Mark as he intros in here with the 5 on it. What did he say?
Jerry Jones is a dick. I'm not one for holdouts, and I believe a guy should just man up and do what he signed, but there's nothing wrong with Jerry Jones giving him a small raise and freeing up some cap space.
I mean, again, why didn't Zack Martin's under Jerry Jones's finger? Why? Why is he under his finger right now? Because Zack Martin gave in and was team-friendly and worked with a team-friendly deal and made a long deal and restructured his deal for Jerry Jones now to use that against him. That, again, that's the leverage Jerry has that you're not hearing out there in the public. So that's dirty right there. If that is what Jerry is doing, doesn't have to be, but it could be. And if it is, after somebody worked with you, that's why no players will work with these owners, because the owners will stab you in the back. And that's the problem bigger than the players saying, oh, it's about me, it's about the money. It's the owners. They're richer and they're all cheaper. Much love to Mark. Another $2 holler. What did the man say, baby?
He said, yeah, you can go ahead and read this one.
Okay, because I'm not so PC, but I'm assuming by your face there's some kind of something.
No, it's okay. It's just all good. You can read it.
I'm sorry, I just saw it. This is what Mark Hosepian just said, quote, with that J. Lou $2 holler. I turned transgender before we win without 2 good guards. Oh, man. I don't know what to say, baby. That was a good one. That one got me in the tummy there.
Ooh, first of all, huge shout out there to Calvin Richards with a $5 holler and a Go Cowboys.
Much love. That's the first super chat showing.
Cool. Yeah,
hey, that's pretty cool, guy. How do you celebrate that? I don't know. It says you can celebrate it. I'm not sure if I can do it on my side. Maybe I would have to be the one doing it. Let me see. Never seen that before.
I don't know. It just says celebrate it. We're celebrating. Woo.
Okay, all right, cool. We are celebrating it. By the way, Calvin Richard, who I think, listen, I'm not sure. I'm assuming so here. I think he's Airborne 88. Not sure. He dropped a $10 holler here. So Calvin Richard, we're 15 on the board, 10 in the Cash App. Much love to Calvin Richard.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
That one is the first. That's his first. That's why he does that. I see. That's why he does the one with the balloons. That's the first super chat. It does that now.
And we also have to shout out Justin Quarles, the Q man. Who, by the way, dropped a $20 holler in the PayPal. Huge shout out to you, man.
Makes a run there, a little bit in the Cash App. I'm just saying, just chasing retro.
Yes, he said just sending a little love.
Oh man,
thank you so much, Justin.
Man.
Appreciate you.
Hopefully, we
Sorry
get that membership.
YouTube is being so dumb because I know the emojis are always a fun part of the streams here, and you know especially the game day live streams and things like that. So hopefully before then we can get it worked out.
We have to get that fixed. So I appreciate your love for and support for the channel. Everybody here who's hoping that Zack Martin gets on this team sooner than later. Thank you all, Calvin Richard with the 10 in the super in the Cash App, 5 in here. Marco Seppian, Jason Renfro, Skeptical Fan, and on and on. My goodness.
Let me see. I think that it is obviously a complicated situation. I think most of us can see it from both sides in the sense of like we get why Zack Martin's doing what he's doing, but most of us definitely lean towards supporting the team more. Like Zack Martin's kind of screwing the team over type of thing, and that does seem to be the overall feeling, you know what I mean? I definitely am always the initial more on the Zack Martin side.
The initial
of things
feeling
personally.
The initial feeling is always like that, you know. That's the thing.
As you know, as we get closer and closer to like being done in Oxnard, I will say that I'm feeling that pressure of like, okay, Zack, just like, you know, do something about this. Like, just get back with the team. But again, I understand why, but it doesn't mean it hurts any less. I think that's a better way of putting it. Oh, it does hurt.
It does.
I just want Zack Martin out there.
Yeah.
So,
well, look, I think we talked about Zack Martin.
Yeah, maybe he does have a crappy agent. Maybe that's what needs to happen here, Zack. Like, if you're listening, which would be really weird, but if you are, seriously, maybe do something about your agent because, you know, maybe he does not have your best interest at heart. Maybe you got to get that agent that Malik Hooker has or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I think we got to cover all the Zack Martin talk here. If you guys have any more questions, let us know. You know, we'll hear you out there. I gotta put up that. I replaced the Pittsburgh one with the Houston one, the emoji. So you guys can still. I don't see him in here anyway. So you know, we got rid of him that way. But I'll make sure I add another one. You know, by tomorrow.
And I guess let me put it to you this way: in the best
a Jacksonville Jaguar one.
Let me put it to you this way: in the easiest way I can.
I'm listening.
I'm gonna assume that you're getting paid more. Everybody out there, like if you have a job, you're getting paid more right now than you were 5 years ago. Right? And I'm going to assume that most of us have had our bills go up in the last 5 years. That's just a basic general assumption. So imagine if you're doing your same job and you're getting paid, or you're doing whatever job you're doing now, but you're getting paid whatever you were getting paid 5 years ago, and everybody else is doing the same exact job as you, but they're getting paid more, and everything else around you is like still going up. Like, I'm not saying it is right or wrong or whatever. I'm just saying that please don't be blinded by the fact that just because we're talking about millions of dollars, which I understand for us is obviously like different types. Like we're talking different types of money. Yeah. But when we're talking NFL, we really are talking different types of money. Zack Martin might as well be making $10.
Yeah, put him back up.
You know, doing whatever the heck he's doing, because when it comes to NFL terms, that's more or less what he's making. Like when you're looking at what the owners make or what the teams make or how much money the teams have overall. Now, obviously, I'm exaggerating a little bit, not quite to $10, but the point is it's certainly not, you know, close to, you know, the level that he's still playing at. And I understand that you're right. He's not going to get, like, that big kind of money that you get when you're coming off your rookie contract. You know, but that still doesn't mean that elite top-tier players don't get paid elite top-tier money, especially if he's doing that still at this level. Like, sure, maybe don't extend him for 5 years, but, like, we're all saying you can't do a little something. Something.
Exactly.
Anyway, that's all.
I think we got Zach in the books here, right?
Without Zack Martin,
it's a lost season.
A weakness.
It's a lost season.
I can't see us getting to the place where we need to go, which is obviously past just winning one playoff game. So,
by the way, I added another emoji, guys. It's an anti-Jacksonville emoji, so have fun with that. And also, we are 6 away, literally 6 memberships away from another membership, another emoji. So I just wanted to throw it out there because it's crazy. It's going crazy out here. Appreciate everybody. Again, right now, Jason Ruffalo has the lead. Right now, on all the boards, let's just put it that way, as Zack Martin does his training over there back in Dallas. So, do we move on now? Can we move on? Are we able to move on? We got so much to go. We haven't even scratched the surface.
Let's keep going here because, again, like I said, it's a controversial situation here with Zack Martin. The closer we get to things happening here, the more intense it gets. You
broke it down in a way that I think every single one of us understand a bigger picture. You're on the side of the player, the owner, or whatever. You don't care. You're against both. It doesn't matter. You broke it down why the Joneses are digging in here. They have all the leverage outside of on the field. Now the clown show wants to get clowny again.
Exactly.
And Mark Hovsepian in the house dropping that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Shout out, Mark.
on it.
Much love to you. Yes. He said, it's a contract. If you think the terms are unfair, then don't sign it.
But
if Zach was injured, as per the contract, Jerry Jones would still have to pay him. But Jerry Jones is still a dick. Now, there is a big difference, obviously. Again, no one can help an injury. Like, that's why they do have clauses and stuff like that. If you throw yourself down a set of stairs... That's probably. I'm just saying.
I want to clarify one last thing, though.
That type of thing.
I want to make sure Mark understands that because, again, we did some research on this. Because it is written in the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement agreed upon by the owners and the players, because it's agreed upon there. In every single contract, you are as an owner, you can cut a player because he's underperforming, because he got injured. You got to pay him out his contract, but you got a portion of it. But the point is, you're allowed to cut a guy because you want to go a different direction, and it's not the guy's fault. So that's in every contract. And it's also in every contract that a player can hold out if he feels he's being underpaid. He has to pay fines. He has to pay a penalty and hurting the team. So it discourages holding out. But the point is, that is written in every contract. It is not breaking the contract. It is written in the contract that a player has the ability, in every contract in the NFL, the player has the ability to hold out. It's not breaking the deal. I want to make sure that's clarified. So, Mark, that's kind of
a clause in the contract.
It's a clause in every contract in the NFL. It gets an NFL. I don't know about training, about a practice squad, but I know in NFL, the actual 53-man rosters and those guys, they get deals. Every contract, every single, I guess, in every player, even practice squad, in small print, are the things that every single contract has, and one of those things are owners can cut you for pretty much a lot of reasons that aren't fair, and players can sit out legally without breaking the contract. That is part of the contract, to be able to sit out and get fined to force them to pay you more.
Let's be honest. If I don't show up to work, I'll eventually get fired, right? But Zack Martin doesn't show up to work, he's going to lose a crap ton of money.
And a different
but he doesn't necessarily get fired like that.
It's an entertainment. It's not a regular job like all of us out here have, pretty much, right? So we can't compare it to our jobs. We got to compare it to NFL. It's like an entertainment sports job, completely different.
Yes, and and like we said, he's paying quite a bit to hold out.
So that's what it's done on purpose like that. In the CBA, that's what was agreed upon in 2019 and 2020. That was agreed upon for this reason. For players to try to do this, it makes it harder for them to do it. But if they do it, they have the ability to try to fight for more money if they feel that they're underpaid. Which I think every single person agrees, non-biasedly. Zack Martin is being underpaid comparatively to the other contracts of top guards in the league. I mean, underpaid by $6-7 million, and he only wants 4 or 5. He don't want 10 million more. He wants just 17 total instead of 20, which is what the other guys are getting paid. So, got to get something done, in my opinion. So, anyways, that's a Zack Martin discussion there. I think I'm Zack Martin out here from old Z.
Yeah, until something happens, I don't know what else there is to say. And obviously, we'll continue to keep you guys updated these next few days.
Yeah.
As things progress there, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what jersey we're going to wear for the Jacksonville game, guys, on Saturday night. Saturday evening, actually.
Are you able to wear your Zack Martin jersey?
I'm thinking about it. And support, get him back on the field. I'm representing him until he gets back on the field. So, look, it needs to get done. And the Jones, they get clown. They pull dumb shit in the past. Do they have to pull this now with number 70? You have no guards on this team, other than Tyler Smith, but he can't play both sides. And he can't help if Tyron Smith gets hurt or Terrence Steele gets hurt. So, he's got us by the nuts on the field. Jerry Jones has him by the nuts on the financials.
Yes. And
Marco
real
Sepien,
quick, Marco Sepien,
another
shout out
$5
to
on
you
it.
with a $5 holler saying if player X signs a $50 million guarantee and then gets injured or sucks like Zeke or Jamarcus Russell, a team can cut him, but they still have to pay the guarantee.
Right, the guarantee portion. Sometimes they're big, sometimes they're not big. Like Malik Hooker, he's got $16 million guaranteed. If he sucks this year and they want to cut him, we got to eat another that portion of that on the cap and out of Jerry's pocket. That's part of the deal, but they don't get the full contract. Just like most players don't have those kind of guarantees. They don't have big. They have small guarantees, if any.
Yeah, remember when we're talking
and it's
about
injury
these
guarantees
types of,
are different, by the way.
And when we're talking about like money and things like that, 85% of most players, we're talking chump change overall.
Comparatively, yes.
Yeah.
Not to our jobs, but comparatively, yes.
Again, within the league. That's why I said NFL money is a little bit different than you and I day-to-day money. So, Toxic Gaming, by the way, the game is Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern.
4 Central, 3 and 2.
So adjust accordingly
in Hawaii,
for your time zone.
It's like
but
9
5 p.m. Eastern on Saturday on Fox, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I do think it's nationally
You don't want to go there. You want to watch it here with us.
So,
MyCowboysFamily.
Just saying. So,
I'm fucking around.
But yeah, Hoodlum, what's up? Jumps and Cowboy said Martin was among the highest paid when he signed a contract. You have to prepare to back up the Brinks truck for Parsons. So Cannon Carlisle saying we back you up. So like I said, most people are definitely feeling more towards the Dallas Cowboys front office, where
the Joneses are saying
we can't really focus or think about you right now.
But the Joneses are trying to say, hey, we're going to pay Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and Dak, and all this. But in reality, the deal what they did with this guy right here, guys, not this guy, Malik Hooker, it actually can help the Zack Martin deal. I said this yesterday, and let's look at the breakdown of the contract, his extension. He had a bonus of $8 million. All right, it's prorated throughout his career, throughout his contract. Yeah. Broken into 1.25 hit this year, 1.75 next year was his bonus, 5.5 in 2025, and 2026 6.5. Remember, he had 1 year left on his contract, and he got a 3-year extension. So that's a 4 years. That's where you throw in the bonus money. That's how you're separating it. Lesser hits now, bigger hits later on that contract. His active game day roster bonuses total $500,000. If he's active, he plays them all in 2023. He gets $500,000 in 2020. Again, 2025, 2026. I'm sorry, 2023, 24, 25, and 26. It's a $500,000 every year.
Okay.
If he gets those, he gets $250,000 in 2020. I'm sorry, in 2023 and 26. This year and in 2026, he gets $500,000 if he plays every game. If he doesn't, it's prorated accordingly. But the middle years, it's weird. 2024 and 2025, he only gets $250,000 if he stays healthy. Interesting. His 2025 base salary becomes fully guaranteed, of course, like most contracts, on the 5th day of the new league year. The incentives are total to $3 million. 5 interceptions or more. 5 interceptions or more plus playoffs from the team. He gets $500,000 on top of that. So he gets 5 picks and make the playoffs. He gets $500,000 more. 85% play time plus a playoff berth. $500,000, another $500,000. So that's a way he plays 85% or more, which is going to be tough with 3 safeties. He gets 5 interceptions, he may. And of course, we make the playoffs, we should. He gets $1 million if he gets all 3 things. That's the incentives per year kind of situation there. And then the deal basically mirrors. It's almost exactly the same as Donovan Wilson's deal we did earlier in March. The total of this deal, when you look at it's a 3-year extension for $24 million. When you look at the deal, it's 4 years total for $28 million. And, do your math accordingly.
Yeah.
That's how much. That's what we're getting him for. But really, it's really good for the first 2 years where it has the guarantees. $16 million, I think it is. $16.5 million. So you're looking at about 2.5 years. This year, next year, and then a half a year. Not even. You got 2 years of solid play, solid usage here of Malik Hooker at the very least. So I don't know if you have a comment or if the family has any comments. I know we talked about him, of course, his signing. I just want to get the breakdown of his contract to just show Jerry Jones in motion.
Honestly, it just...
It's just numbers to you.
Well, no, just well done.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I think it's a good deal for him and for us.
Like I said, the perfect balance of he's getting paid fairly, versus obviously
not
something
hurting us
that is,
if anything happens.
As structured, as team-friendly as possible.
Yeah, I agree. So again, as everybody hit the like button right now. Subscribing to the channel. Keep growing the family on the path to 25K. We get 25K. We're gonna have a celebration stream here as well.
Yeah, we're gonna do something to celebrate.
25,000. I mean, that's a quarter, to 1,000 right there. Got 100,000. So that's insane to us. Even at 24,000 where we're at right now. So truly appreciate every single person here watching shorts, watching the videos, or chilling with the live streams here with us, which we truly appreciate as well. Now let's get into a guy everybody wants to talk about here, baby. And I know you got a little bit of an interview with him. Little man, yes, he's a little guy, Deuce Vaughn. We'll disappear for a minute. I know we have something about him, baby. About the roster spot, what's his role with the team? Well, check out this video, guys, of Deuce Vaughn getting the pads on here, right? He would have probably been tackled right there. That's a good 10-yard gain, right? 7-yard gain for 42. And here he gets lit up a little banger. Welcome to the NFL. Boom, LVE. Pops little Deuce Vaughn there. But I wanted to see his pass protection. I didn't expect much. Definitely going to have some issues there. Now, he might be able to go at the knees. I know you're allowed to do the knees there within the tackles. But here he takes on, I think, Sam Williams or Fowler. Not bad, but it looks like Fowler could have thrown him off him if he wanted to. This one here, the running back. He's taking the play action. He gets too deep in there and does not react back fast enough. Will Greer backs up into the sack, basically. But he looked like a little kid there doing his thing. Again, we got to see him up his game in this side of things. Or at least have McCarthy. Okay, you try him out, good. You cannot ever have Deuce Vaughn in. I think McCarthy will not put Deuce Vaughn in there often to pass protect. He'll always let me chip a guy and then bounce out as a safety valve. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Dump it down to Deuce Vaughn if the blitz is on. So more than having him chip block and be able to, consistently pass block for the quarterback, Dak Prescott, that's not going to be a good idea. So, baby, Cowboys, again, going back in full pads tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Back in full pads. And during what happened maybe during this, practice. These practices, Deuce Vaughn, got a lot of fans out there.
I mean,
so
yeah, he spoke.
Yeah, I mean, he was.
That's where we're at now, right?
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, we spoke. I mean, he spoke, but okay. Anyway, the point is here. They basically said, you see, there's a kid. And you'll hear this in the video if you watch the actual original video. You'll hear a kid saying like "King Deuce" or something like this. You're the people's champ. So people's champ Deuce Vaughn. That's what he's being kind of celebrated by the Cowboy fans. When he's running he's running around. You'll see him in the multiple of our videos here. You'll see him running around doing some nice nifty moves or whatever it is. A lot of people chanting "People's champ, people's champ." So this must give him a lot of this might make him happy here, little man Deuce Vaughn. What did he kind of think about all this?
Like I said, he spoke. He said, it gives you a lot of confidence to go out there and play the sport that you love when you have a lot of people behind you that believe in you and trust in you and want to see you succeed. It makes you work a little bit harder. It's really cool. One of those things that you don't take for granted at all. Everyone's going to bring up pass protection when it comes to my size. Yep. It's just one of those things that's going to be seen as a weakness until I go out there and do something to make them say that's not a weakness. I knew it was going to be a grind. It's football at its peak. This is actual football heaven. You come out here, and it's football all day. You have the utmost resources. You have everything you need to come out here and become the best football player that you can. So far, it's exceeded expectations. I'm probably having the most fun playing football I've ever had in my life. Man,
you gotta love it. From Deuce Vaughn there. Look at him going through there, just taking some hits. And this was before the pads. Here's the pads on. But we got Calvin Richard dropping that $2 J. Lou holler.
Woo.
Much love to him.
Calvin. You know what he had to say?
Let me know.
Once Tyron goes down and no Martin, we are screwed.
That's the problems there. That's when the problems get a little worse. And that's the part that makes me a lot nervous. Let me put it that way.
Exactly. And the whole point is that it's true. It's once Tyron Smith goes down, not if he goes down, because we know that there's no way he's going to last an entire season fully physically healthy. Like, love him, appreciate him, but that's just not reality. So it is scary to think about what an offensive line without those two guys looks
means
like.
For us, yeah.
What that means for Dak, most of all, right? He's going to be turned into a pancake.
He's the one.
So Zack Martin, Jason Renfro. We're talking so much about Zack Martin. I slipped out the first name on my mind, but it's Jason Renfro. Thank you so much, by the way, because he's repping it O-line style a bit there with that 74 points on the stream box. Yeah,
now much love to him. Again, I was after the Calvin Richard drop there. I don't know if he's airborne 88 or not, but let me know. I have you as Calvin Richard on the board there, and he's moving on up this thing. Again, appreciate you, and we'll keep watching Deuce here running a little bit. But it wasn't just about Deuce Vaughn and, all about Deuce speaking, because, the offense, you got the running backs coach. And the running backs coach, Jeff Blasco, spoke. So What was his thoughts on little man Deuce Vaughn here?
He said, Deuce is everything we thought he would be in terms of his run instincts and his lack of stature.
Look at that.
I'll call it, which a lot of people view as a weakness. But he knows how to use it as a weapon. He gets lost, like, behind the O-line, and that combined with his instincts, particularly in the run game, he does some really special things. Some unique things that, trust me, we're not coaching. Like, that's obviously what we're looking for.
You're seeing it here.
Guys that can create on their own and make things happen when there aren't always roses and palm trees.
Here he makes a catch, spins out of a tackle, breaks another tackle here with Damone Clark.
There are times, even in the walkthroughs, where I'm standing there back behind the drill and I lose vision of him. He just finds a way. He has those instincts and awareness to use his size as a weapon. Looking throughout his college career, he didn't take a whole lot of big shots. And again, he just has a knack for understanding what's taking place up front, and the conceptual awareness is above average. So basically, he makes up for not having the physical size by literally just being more football aware and also being fast enough to react to it accordingly.
Yep, and that's his big pluses. You don't want him
because he's short, his center of gravity is much lower than other guys, and as other guys are trying to tackle, like even when they're coming down low, that's still like shoulder-ish level, chest
check
level
it out,
to
guys.
him.
Look how
makes it very, very hard to get a good, clean tackle.
He gets 7 yards when he gets touched here. Here, look at this. Here, he gets lost, like he was just saying. Deuce saying, gets lost behind players. He's already in the end zone. You don't even know it. Look at Mozzie looking back. Where's he at? And like I said, catching the ball. Do not put him in pass protection. Put him in catching the ball, running the ball in space. That's what you want to see.
Glasgow had a little bit more to say, right? He said throughout the evaluation process in the draft, first thing you're looking for is a guy willing to close the distance and strike, and that's number one. If the willingness is there, you can fine-tune the fundamentals and the details within that. But if the willingness isn't there, then that's obviously a red flag. With his height, it's going to be tough for guys to tackle him. Oh, sorry. That was Dak saying that.
No, sorry. Yes. No, but can you? I mean, that was
but Dak, I was going to say, Dak
said that.
What
did Dak
point.
say?
That's why we had it there. So this is a league that guys don't wrap up a lot. So he's going to have bounced off a lot of them. And with his great balance and then just being able to use his size to hide behind blocks and get into the holes, he's going to be special. I like whoever called him the human pinball. Mike Aldana called him the human pinball there.
It works perfectly.
That's
he's
exactly
definitely that.
What it's going to look
Small
like.
little pinball. Yeah. I mean, again, when you look at this guy, I know a lot of people are saying, not a lot, some people are saying he won't make the roster. I believe he will. The Cowboys are utilizing him in a specific role, not as a pass protector. Yeah. But, I just wanted to see how he did there, because a lot of people are saying, this guy's the next Emmitt Smith. He's the next Barry Sanders. No, he's not. He's the next Deuce Vaughn. Let him be Deuce Vaughn.
I just think he's a natural pass catcher.
Oh, you just saw it there. I think red zone, like you see here. I also think, pass catcher, as you're going to see here. So I do think those are the best things. Pitches to the outside, get him in space, and that's where you want to use him. Let him hide amongst the trees. Don't have him pass blocking. That pass protection was to shut up some people out there that said he's Barry Sanders. The other thing is, showing the media he can't really pass protect means we're not going to use him like that. We're figuring things out. We had to test him, at least try, give him a chance. So I do believe that he will make the roster, and he'll have a role on game days. I don't think he'll be one of the inactives. Based on a couple of things. What we've seen in training camp, which has been above average, without question, right? The opinion of the coaches, which we've heard Blasco, we've also heard Schottenheimer, Dak talk about it, the players. I cannot wait to see this guy in preseason. He got a lot of runs here. Him, Malik Davis, Rico Dowdle, Tyler Lipke. These guys are going to get a lot more. There's no Ronald Jones. He's injured. Of course, Pollard will not get any snaps. So you're going to see Deuce Vaughn out there a lot. I cannot wait to see what he does against true, so they can shut up the real haters and let him show what he could. He did it in Kansas State. He did it for 3 years straight. I mean, sorry, but I think that he's going to be able to handle a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, but he's still that same difficult guy to tackle in the NFL. So, I don't know.
I mean, we're hoping Zack Martin plays week 1. Right now, obviously, we're not 100% sure, but that's the assumption.
That's the hope.
By the way, real quick, Xavier. So, Toxic Gaming said he has to get some pounds on him. As long as it doesn't affect his speed, he definitely can add a little bit of muscle.
Now, he's not that fast for 5'5", but he's 176. I think he's 20 pounds bigger than Kevontae Turpin. Turpin's 2 inches taller. So, of course. But so I just wanted to say that, again, I think like you said, low center of gravity, balance he has there, the agility, the quickness. His speed is not great for a guy 5'5", but he's electric, he's shifty. And I think that the fact that he's so small and always twitchy and shifty is going to be hard to put a bullseye on him when he's running. You just can't lower your head and just pummel him, because he's not going to just stand there in the same spot for more than a millisecond. So he's constantly here. He's not going to let you hit him straight on that much. Now, you saw LVE pop him there a little bit, just a little welcome to the NFL, love tap. He's going to get a couple of those in the NFL. You don't think you don't think he got that in college, guys? Of course he did. Of course. So I believe he'll be fine. I believe if we don't use him as a fullback, we don't use him as a pass protecting running back. If we don't use him as a short yardage running back, if we don't use him like that, use him in the red zone. Throw the ball to him. Have him, utilize him in the run game in the red zone. I love that. Pass catching, do all that, but just do not have him pass protecting, and no short yardage, please. That's the only two things I'm asking for there. So anyways, that's kind of the breakdown of old Deuce Vaughn there. And we're all rooting for Deuce, right? But
yep.
I do think he'll have a good preseason. I'm excited to see that starting Saturday night right here on my Cowboys family, right? So now, as we get to our last topic, it's a very important topic. I don't have any last comments on Deuce in the chat. We got to keep it rolling, though.
Steven, I don't know about that one, though. He said, give him 22, that it wouldn't be disrespectful. I don't know about...
That's disrespectful.
I don't think it's necessarily disrespectful. I just think that 22 is a sacred number.
You do not give away Emmitt Smith's number. Never, ever, not to anyone. I don't care if he's a great running back. Zeke, no. When he came into Dallas. You don't give it to Deuce Vaughn because he was 22 in college. Hell to the no.
Yeah.
You let him earn the 42. Or I was hoping to get 43 like Darren Sproles. We could start talking about that comparison, not Emmitt Smith comparison. Because I've seen Emmitt Smith. That feels disrespectful. I've seen Barry Sanders even. He's not those guys. But can he be Deuce Vaughn? Hell yeah. Can he be Darren Sproles like? For sure. Can Mark Hosepian? He's doing his Mark Hosepian thing here. Hosepian. With that 5 on it.
Woo, much love, Mark. Appreciate you. He said, we needed another full-time running back type drafted too. We don't commit to Pollard, but then we don't draft a running back. It's clown show. We will sign Zach, but Jerry Jones is pissing me off. And that's what I'm saying. I do think the situation will be resolved and everyone's going to be happy. I just, like I said, every day that goes on longer and longer, I start to just get a little more concerned, just because it's one thing for the Cowboys to not speak to the agents or whatever, like in February, March or whatever, but we're like a few weeks away from the season starting. Like not even a few weeks away, basically like a month away.
The front office was doing this since February, ignoring Zack Martin.
Now we're paying the price to play with that now.
The Joneses, listen. We know the one thing they love to do, and that's clown show.
Yeah. So, and as far as drafting a running back,
I don't have a bigger hit on that as I think Mark said. I'm kind of like, next year we can pick at a running back too, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think the need for running back is as big as others make it seem, personally. I think the need for a tight end is a little bigger.
But I think we chose the wrong tight end.
I've said that already.
Darnell Washington was right there in the 3rd round. Osiris Torrance in the 2nd round.
We're not touching on
Can't go back in time, but that was our draft.
Let it go.
We're letting it go. Now, getting back on track. Much love to Mark Hosepian, by the way. 69 points for Jason Renfro. You like that? Anyways, we'll see if old Luke Schoonmaker makes it back. I predict McCarthy set the target date for tomorrow. Again, they're back in pads tomorrow. And Luke Schoonmaker's supposed to be at their setback that stopped him going in there yesterday. Tomorrow he should be in padded practice doing his thing. We'll see. We'll see what the Cowboys do. I'm looking forward to seeing this 2nd round pick do something the fuck out there. You know what I mean? That's all I'm waiting for. Is that too much to ask for? Hell no.
Apparently it is.
So Mark said, hold on. Wait a minute.
Mark Hosepian, much love. Mahalo to you once again with the $5 holler. He said, it's like a wife. If Mrs. MCF says, grab me a soda, she can do it herself, but you just do it even though you don't want to, as you don't want any bad feelings. So,
I guess that's the way of saying it. I mean, they're already corroding the feelings between Jerry Jones and the Cowboy front office and Zack Martin.
This is the type of thing that, I don't want to say builds resentment, but definitely leads to bad feelings and bad future relationships there.
I know.
If too much friction is applied, that's the point. Like,
I agree.
You can get away with that once or twice, but if every single time I'm asking you to grab me a soda from the fridge, you're telling me no, eventually, when I get up and get my own soda, I'm going to be crack it over your head.
There you go.
You get my point.
Yes, I do, and I get the point of Mark Hosepian as well. Much appreciate that. And
Jerry wants to warm his bed.
I can't.
There's another Super Bowl trophy there, Mark. Then he's got to.
He should stop thinking about Dez and Tony Romo and Dak Prescott in the shower and start thinking about a goddamn Super Bowl in the shower. That's what Jerry Jones needs to think about. I'm just saying.
The problem is that he goes in the shower, and right now he's thinking about Micah, he's thinking about CD, he's thinking about all these other expensive ass guys that are keeping him up at night. But that's my point. Zack Martin should be, that should be a foursome, not threesome there, I guess.
A guy who's thinking about other things in the shower about players is our head coach. Mike McCarthy. I say Zack
Martin.
But Mike McCarthy's kind of game plan guys going in. This is kind of our finale, but it's actually very interesting, I think. Just like the Zack Martin part, things you brought to it. I'm going to bring a little bit of the offensive kind of what we're going to see here leading into this Jacksonville game, maybe with Will Grier, with Cooper Rush a little bit, but Dak Prescott and, his interception, the narrative of the interceptions. He's been a great quarterback as far as lack of interceptions until last year, which things, of course, changed a little bit more as far as being more aggressive. But listen to this, guys. This happened in training camp. The Baltimore Ravens defense recorded 9 interceptions at practice yesterday. If this happened in Oxnard, and again, I know it could be Will Grier and it could be Cooper Rush, but there was 9 interceptions and Dak threw 3 or 4 of them. What would be the freaking narrative? What would be the headlines in the media for the Cowboys compared to Lamar Jackson over there with Baltimore? I'm just saying. Ravens had 9 interceptions at practice. The Buccaneers had 7. Cowboys threw a couple, of course. You got to remember, guys, they do report stats, but this is for people to either boost up good stats for silly reasons in training camp or attack players because, he threw an interception, like Dak, right? So you got to stop people got to stop putting so much into the interception, a drop, a bad route, a bad defensive assignment, whatever it is. That's the point of training camp, is to learn. In 2018, Patrick Mahomes, when he was, drafted and all that, the hype was still big for him, a first-round quarterback. Mahomes threw 7 interceptions in 6 practices that year. And then they had articles, how concerning are Patrick Mahomes' interceptions in training camp?
Worried.
Does that sound familiar? Just saying, training camp does not say crap about, usually doesn't say much about a top quarterback, a top guy. There's worry, of course.
Not to say it's completely meaningless, just
it's not. But you got to wonder, you got to see the context of those picks and what they're trying to do.
There has to be a little bit of context there. And obviously, your mileage may vary. And at least with Dak, it definitely leans to, and I guess, Patrick Mahomes in this instance here too, since you're using him as an example, definitely leans towards the people way overreacting side of things when it comes to camp. Yeah, no, and look, that's kind of the preface here to tomorrow. Pads back on. We got 5 practices in Oxnard, and a couple more in Texas, in Dallas. But the point is, don't over hype or don't over hate when it comes to mistakes or great plays. It's just good to see a guide, but it's not the end all be all. Pretty much. You can see guys like Jalen Brooks. He's showing up. Eric Scott's showing up. Wanye Thomas, number 30, showing up. These are the lesser named guys that are showing up in a big way. I love it to see it. The veterans show up, or they're held out a little bit. Okay, it's not a big deal. But the guys you want to watch are those guys when it comes to training camp more than, the CeeDee Lamb make that great catch. The Dak make that great throw. That Micah was there for the sack. I'm just saying, it's not as important. In training camp, the defense, offense, everyone trying different things. We need to worry about a kicker more than about Dak's interception rate in training camp. So, speaking of a great game, maybe one of his best games ever in his career is last year's game against the Buccaneers in the playoffs. Dak Prescott, guys, again, I want to talk about this new set of rules, the Texas Coast offense. All right? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about it real quick. We're hearing these players about about passing plays. Listen to this fact, guys, that's new. And again, I want you guys to hear me here on this because this is about guys like Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott, Brian Schottenheimer, CeeDee Lamb, yes. But I'll bring them all into the mix here in a minute, guys. Let me start off with basically people asking both these guys a lot. What is the step count? Stepping back in the pocket. You see Dak stepping back in the pocket. What's the step count of these plays? How many steps does Dak Prescott take when it's time to execute the pass concept that they are discussing? The question is not being directed only to Dak Prescott, though. That's a big difference from last year, guys. Even though a great game for Dak. Difference this year, last year was only asked of Dak Prescott. This year, it's being asked of more than just that, guys. His fellow quarterbacks, more than just all the quarterbacks. The receivers are now also tasked with tracking this information. Okay.
They have to be on the same page with the quarterback. Michael Gallup said something very interesting. about this whole situation, guys, 60-year wide receiver Michael Gallup, what did he say?
He said, this is the first year we've really had to key in on how many steps he's taking so that we know how fast the ball is coming out. So they harp on that every day.
Again, Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott, Dak steps backwards, how footwork, but more about the drop back. Dallas Cowboys right now, guys, we are, with Mike McCarthy, working to incorporate some principles and terminology from Dak and his teammates, production over the last couple of years. McCarthy and the offensive coordinator, let me throw him in here. You see him right there, right? Brian Schottenheimer believe introducing some more West Coast principles are going to help with ball security and decisiveness for Dak Prescott. Now, a guy who notices not just Michael Gallup, but C.D. Lamb also spoke on this, baby. And, two-time Pro Bowler C.D. Lamb told Yahoo Sports what?
He said, I can run my routes more comfortably knowing that he's done with his drop or that he's not getting touched or that he is protected. I feel like the speed that we have in this room, the guys that can track the ball, the mentality, will help us get open and create separation. It just can't be too early because then it's quickening up his steps and then it's a whole different situation. Being on the same timing as a quarterback is very important to us.
So, guys, timing with the quarterback's drop back.
It's by the
very,
time
very
exactly by the
important.
time that he's dropping back to a certain spot and letting go of the ball, he knows that you're going to be at a certain spot in your route if he's going to target you consistently every time.
Correct.
So there's not going to be any kind of guesswork or or this or that or the other, and it lets Dak and of course the receivers be a lot more accurate because the receivers also don't have to sit there and second guess what Dak is going to do.
Correct.
They know if he's going to do this, we got to do this, we go here, and whether
Everybody
the ball's coming to
has
me
to
or not,
learn the
I know
playbook.
what my job is. So, and again, Michael Gallup said it. It's a big, big focus, specifically now that we haven't had before. So they're really on that this year.
I mean, again, guys, when you look at it, picture a receiver who's, running his route 12 yards deep down the field. Then he sees a cornerback at around the 12-yard mark. We had this problem with Kellen Moore last year a lot. The receiver is running to 12 yards. There's the cornerback waiting for him. All right? If that happens, in Kellen Moore's offense, they just keep running the route. But
Wonderful.
in this situation right now, when the receiver, not Dak, the receiver sees the cornerback at 12 yards, but there's open space at around 9 yards, what happens? The receiver breaks 3 yards early. Convinced the decision will help him get open. So the receivers have to play quarterback here too. Dak and the receivers is extremely, extremely important. The Cowboys stay on the same page with the quarterback to receiver. That's the point here, guys. So, again, Brian Schottenheimer spoke on things here when it comes to where the quarterback expects to see his receiver and knows that there's open space. The receiver's probably going to take that route a little shorter.
He said the number one mistake a receiver or skill player will make is they're short on their route. They're open, they want the ball, they all do. So I'm going to look. And if a receiver doesn't understand how many steps the quarterback is taking, then there's no time clock in his brain.
Guys, think about the time and step back for Dak Prescott. The difference between Dak taking a three-step drop, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's, again, he's going to kind of launch the ball in about 1.678 seconds. That's the target they want. Versus a 5-step drop that then skews it closer to almost 2 seconds, 1.921 seconds. That's about 0.3 of a second difference. Schottenheimer, speaking about this, guys, this 0.3 of a second, according to Schottenheimer, can be the difference between a completion and an interception. So they're being very specific for Dak and for the receivers to get the job done correctly. Very interesting for that. Now, I also think when you look at, again, do you think this makes sense? I mean, to me, the Cowboys, I don't think are going to turn into the turnover machine we were last year. I think everyone, again, like week 8, 9, 10, it was finally when everybody was on the same page with Kellen Moore. They're on the same page now, right now, in training camp. So it makes sense this way. I don't think it's going to be another giveaway fest like last year. Cowboys want to streamline the quarterback and the receiver to process together and better and integrate in situational awareness, turn that into aggressiveness. And McCarthy returning to play calling now, right? So you're seeing less of Schottenheimer here. And you're seeing now really McCarthy's kind of background here, right? He's the play caller. With this new information introduced into the game plan, the most likely outcomes on the field, the players understand their responsibilities. The receiver, the tight end, the quarterback, right? They understand their responsibility on the field, and they communicate accordingly. They produce more efficiently, more consistently. The other option that can happen here in the situation, players better understand their responsibilities, but the influx of information is overwhelming, and in the heat of a game, players won't be able to react as fast as this, 3-yard changeup.
Yeah.
And then, it could make a lot of inconsistencies happen, right? Can't play as fast because their thinking impedes their ability to play freely. So that's something to kind of keep an eye on. I'm a little worried about it. We got to see it in preseason. And if the backups can do it, I'm assuming that Dak and the offense is going to be able to do it. But CeeDee Lamb, when you see him doing his thing out there, hitch routes for CeeDee Lamb have made up 17.9% of his targets in his career. And none of his other routes are above 13%. What does this mean? Hitch routes. That's KellenMoore.com right there, guys. The predictable hitch routes is what CeeDee Lamb ran the most in his career.
Everybody's favorite.
Just saying that is the predictable route to the sticks. That's going to change a little bit this year in this Mike McCarthy installed offense, guys. So very important to note the slight differences are they might be slight, but they're very big. And the Cowboys right now, guys, are drilling the receiver route depth and how far they run or not intensely at training camp. All right, so this here right now, when you look at, throwing their CeeDee Lamb into the mix again, when you look at what's going on, receiver to running, quarterback to, let's say, coach, play caller Mike McCarthy, to quarterback Dak Prescott, to receivers, including, of course, the great CeeDee Lamb right now. Just saying, guys, they're drilling this route depth, pushing it at practice every single day. Gallup spoke about it. I'm just saying, the receivers are communicating right now extensively in post-practice film review sessions about what they saw in a play, how to translate that to success or failure. They go back after what we see. They go back and they study plays together, quarterbacks and the receivers, to see where they could have communicated better, taken a shorter route, a longer route, and get on the same page. This is special going forward into this season. It's got to work. If it works, it's a true Super Bowl chance. If it doesn't work, it could be sloppy. So we'll have to wait and see, right, on this, how it's going to translate on the field for the fans to see, right? But they're discussing how a new set of pass protection rules will influence the time Dak has to throw. So the combination, guys, basically of Schottenheimer, that Prescott wants, basically the interceptions to basically show on the field if you're going to throw him a storyline from last year that he does not expect this year, according to Schottenheimer, I think, right? I mean, so again, Dak Prescott is energized by the shift, in that approach. He's happy and he's confident, as he's ever been basically right now in this new offensive scheme. What did Dak say about this kind of concluding
He
thing?
said just crazy amounts of details. Guys are on the same page, just being very open and communicating. That has been a world of difference.
So the communication, the receivers really knowing the next. Dak's footwork and the timing is important. It's about the receivers also knowing these plays. The fact, and here's this crazy thing about it all, baby. The fact that the Cowboys offense is not, is this whole procedure of doing this way. The fact that this is new to us.
Very good point.
This says a lot about who was there the last 4 years in Kellen Moore.
So
I'm just saying that's what it says to me, that we're just these receivers and quarterbacks. The offense is getting the first taste of kind of trying to get on the same page in a fluid kind of like a real way, not just like mechanical robotic from Kellen Moore and just learn it all. Talk about overwhelming. That was last year, right? So again, that tells me that when the offense was in charge in the hands of Kellen Moore, it's been for the receivers and the quarterback, it's been an offense, especially I would say maybe even more so for the receivers. Because you saw him running bad routes halfway in the year. I'm talking about CeeDee Lamb, other receivers, Noah Brown, Gallup, and tight ends as well, like Dalton Schultz. So the whole year last year and other years, but last year, let's just talk about last year with Kellen Moore, which was a good year for yardage-wise and offensive efficiency. We kept still asking, when Dak drops back and he's at the top of his drop, why is nobody ever available for him? Like when he drops back and sets, someone should be coming open. No one's ever coming open. Is that Dak's fault? Is that the play call? Now you'll see in this way that they're doing things now, cutting routes off a little bit. Dak's going to be hopefully on the same page as the receivers. Receivers on the same page with Dak, seeing the same thing on the field, and then communicating this. Not to say it in the pre-play, you say it in play. You just cut it short, and Dak throws it knowing that there's a space open. That's where I'll throw it. because that's where Gallup's going to be. That's where Brandon Cook's going to be. That's where CeeDee's going to be, the tight end, the running back, whoever. That's what we're trying to do and be right now in 2023, baby. So, again, that's kind of it for me. I mean, I just wanted to break it down. I'm glad you got those.
On my side.
I'm sorry?
That's it on my side.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm glad you got
players that spoke.
I'm glad you broke down, a little of the quotes there that kind of coincide with this discussion. I do want to end this stream tonight with the final comments and words from the family in the chat, saying thanks and crowning some champions here as well, as we're going to, we always got to do that. And appreciate everybody here staying with us here for, it turned out to be a normal, this will be a quickie tonight, a very normal, you can say abnormal, very special live stream tonight. Appreciate you guys, and, let's open up the camera again for us, baby, and get back on camera here. As we discussed it all. I wanted to really break it down that the receivers are so integral in this Mike McCarthy mindset game plan with Dak and the receivers being on the same page.
With the West Coast, Texas Coast,
whatever
offense, coast.
Right? Offense, yeah.
Oh, so real quick, let me do some shout-outs here, some comments here as we roll through tonight.
Just so everyone knows, Jason Renfro's in the lead across the board on everything right now. He's holding it down. How many points does he have up there? I can't see it on my side. 64 points.
64.
3 weeks in a row for Skeptical Fan, but that's in danger. 3 months in a row for Skeptical Fan in the membership side of things. That's in danger. Jason Renfro has taken over the whole board. We'll see what happens. And not just on that side of things, because yes, SnugX, he's been the latest representative there, guys, on the Cash App crownage side of things. So the king of the Cash App is, of course, SnugX. But right now, and we all know why Snug is here. He reps that star over everything, but the lovely wife here and the star, it brings people back sometimes. I can't help that. She's beautiful. What can I say? Jason Renfro, he's currently Cash App leader, trying to go take that crown. He's trying to take over his membership. He's trying to take over the overall board. He's got the stream boss. That's a four takeover. And we've never had that before. If he holds it off here at the end of the stream here, within minutes, we're at the last seconds of the game for the week. So appreciate everybody. Much love, Skeptical Fan. Much love to SnugX. Of course, big time shout out to Jason Renfro and everybody else who dropped the love here tonight. Let me shout out Justin Quarles, the Q Man. Hell yeah. Mark Hosepian in the house. You know him all the way from Hawaii. Calvin Richard in the house. First drops, here on the channel. Appreciate you. Skeptical Fan always. Staying skeptical. Jason Renfro, of course. Dwayne Broussard. Lincoln Kane. All these star level members we're talking here as well, too. A lot of new Navy Blue crew.
Yes.
Appreciate all of you. Got the emojis. Yeah, now let's do the wrap up of the last comments. Shout outs as we get out of here on a Sunday night.
Now, Drums and Cowboys said, I can't totally shit on Moore because we did have a top ranked offense and held together when Dak went down. I'm excited about this year because of our speed. I just want to mention, when Dak went down, McCarthy took more control of the offense. And McCarthy said it himself. So thank McCarthy. I think that's what made the difference with the Joneses not going and keeping Kellen Moore and getting, let's get rid of McCarthy. Let's keep McCarthy being able to do what he did under
I agree.
The worst pressure and the worst of circumstances, and he still held it together well enough to
get 4 out of 5 wins, right? And not only that, but then when you look at Kellen Moore's offense, and again, Dak is in these offense, but when we are playing against crappy or average defenses, we do well with Kellen Moore's scheme. I agree. He'll do that in with the Chargers. But when you get a good defense in front of you, they figure you out faster. You know what I'm saying? That's going to give Kellen Moore, I don't care, Herbert, I don't care who the hell is over there. He's going to get trouble because he's going to be predictable. That's good defenses. Good defenses. He gets shut down more often than not. Bad defenses or average, he does okay against Kellen Moore. Dak Prescott, I think, play to his strengths. We win more games. We play better on offense. That's what McCarthy's trying to do.
So, Jason Renfro, much love. We have the Lunatic in the house.
The Lunatic, the Godfather, much love.
And yes, guys, no updates on our kicking situation. The Cowboys supposedly
yesterday we got
have
the
no
update.
Interest in any veteran kickers.
They
want to
wait. They're going to wait till the first preseason game. Then they might second guess. If they see if these guys miss and shank in the game in Dallas with no wind this time, they use the wind and distance as an excuse. If they shank them in the AT&T Stadium, then you'll see the Cowboys maybe go after. I know everyone wants Gold, but Robbie Gold, he's not doing kickoffs, and he's not kicking over 50 yards. And Mason Crosby, he knows McCarthy, so maybe he's an option. You got a couple other guys out there that, Matt Prater and a couple others. But if you were wondering about Maher, he's in Denver, the Broncos, by the way.
So Cactus G, much love, saying, so far training camp has showed the defense is much better than McCarthy and his Texas Coast offense. Something better happened before the season starts.
Offensive line, though. No offensive line. It's been really raggedy. A lot of backups playing against the starters of the defensive line, so you got to take that into account. There's no better test for the Cowboys, and there's no scrimmage. There's no preseason game. That's a better test for the Cowboy offense than our defense. So I'm happy with the way it's going. I mean, I'm happy with the defensive side. They just look a little bit better than they actually are, I think, even. So.
No, of course. Let me see. James Hurd, Young General. Much love. Brendan James Shea, take it easy. Cactus G said, Jerry Duncan lost his mind. What idiot alienates his best player over money?
That's our question, too. And they always pushovers. Now they're going to be tough.
And that's why I said justified or not, right or not, it doesn't matter whose side is whoever's on. It still just blows my mind that the Joneses are willing to take that risk.
The clown show portion of this. Let's say the Cowboys sign. Let's say we drafted Osiris Torrance. Then we signed an offensive lineman that was a guard. Now we have Tyler Smith, a good veteran guard, and an Osiris Torrance that could jump in there as well. A guy we're going to want to start one day soon, right? Then you could play this game with Zack Martin. But that's the problem with the fucking clown show and the Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones. If they didn't prepare for this, they didn't. So Zack Martin's like, this is a gaping hole if I set out. I win. And he's winning on the field. Financially, we went over it today. Jerry Jones is winning. But on the field, he's winning. When it comes to Jason Renfro, he's winning. Blue Eyes.
Woo.
Getting that congratulations
shout
there.
out to you, Jason. Much love.
And
appreciate
a huge
you.
shout out to Jason.
And congrats, Blue Eyes.
Another one. And that puts him at 34, 35 freaking memberships. I mean, you've got our champion here taking the membership man to the last second. And Skeptical lost the grip. It looks like Jason Renfro has taken over and is going to stay taken over as our membership king.
Huge shout out to you, Jason.
Man.
Much love. Let me keep going with the shout outs here.
Take
like I
over.
said, Cactus G. Drums at Cowboys saying Prescott should have a better season in theory. West Coast controls passing with 3 to 5 step drops.
Correct. No, and that's
808 Cowboy Killer said, the Tex Coast offense has
timing,
some common sense in it finally.
Correct. The timing, the use, the skill set of what we have on offense, not just Dak, but the offense, the receivers use that for our advantage. Not use not try to test our offense and make it harder for them. Why tie one arm around our back? Let's grow another arm. Mm-hmm. That's what we're trying to do here with McCarthy. Making it easier.
It doesn't make sense.
Don't make it harder. And I think that's we're on the right path. Let's hope it works out. That we got to see it right in action. And really, preseason ain't going to show us shit because there's all the backups. So we got to wait till week 1 before we truly see if this thing's going to work against the Giants Sunday Night Football. We'll get them. Don't worry. We got a defense.
Here we go. Stephen White, much love. Cactus G, Mike Aldana, 808 Cowboy, Esmodius in the house, James Hurd.
Almost everyone is in the membership.
Skeptical fan.
Yes, because of Skeptical fan. Jason Renfro. Almost everyone's in the membership. But much love to you guys.
Huge shout out to both of you.
Yes, and much love to Marco Seppi. Appreciate the coffee. And our drinking stream, we're going to break out those. We have them right over there. Your wonderful shot glasses. And that drinking stream probably come in towards the end of camp and preseason. But before the first game, we're going to party it up with you guys here on a one-time only viewing.
Yep, and we have James Hurd, Mike Aldana, Marco Seppian, of course.
Big Mark. The Lunatic. Blue Eyes,
congrats. 181, Stephen White, Xavier X-Man.
House Nelson, Drums
Calvin
and Cowboys.
Richard, much love.
Yes.
808 Cowboy.
Jason Renfro.
Toxic Gaming.
Skeptical
Hoodlum, Drums
fan.
and Cowboys.
Ooh,
Mike Aldana.
Everybody in the house.
Griff 181.
Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Thank you for joining us here once again for another night, another week, another month, another year, another decade soon here in My Cowboys Family. Always repping that navy, blue, silver, and star for everything. Baby, tell everybody why we do this here on the frickin' Nightly as Jason Renfro just took over the whole show. With everybody, but Jason Renfro is the takeover king starting tomorrow. Sorry, baby.
That's all good, but it is that navy blue.
Navy blue.
That silver too.
Silver too.
That star over everything.
Hell yeah, guys. Win, lose, or draw. Good, bad, or ugly. We want the win. We want the good. We want a Super Bowl. We want the 6. We always rip that star here no matter what over everything on this channel here on the Nightly as often as possible. Nightly pretty much for almost into 7 years. Definitely into 7 years. But I'm just saying we're going over 7 and beyond, guys. Thank you. But never forget here on YouTube, number one thing on My Cowboys Family here now and forever as always. Never forget it. Say it with us. Go Cowboys! Let's get that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, and beyond. Thank you for dropping the knowledge in the chat all night long.
Puro pinche Cowboys.
Puro pinche Cowboys para siempre. Thank you all seriously in the chat. Obviously, MCF experience, it goes, we talk about the news info in Cowboys.
Cowboys wants to know, when we show the footage when it announces like a new membership or whatever, what game was that again? I don't remember.
Oh, you mean the okay, when someone drops something? Like that's the Atlanta Falcons game. Cowboys and Falcons from 2 years ago. We were at that game live. Oh, you're talking about the one of us dancing around.
Nah, I think it might be the one of us.
We were younger. Okay, yeah, that was the younger. Yeah, that was like
school.
The first year. That I think is the Washington Redskins at the time. When we picked, I think it was Byron Jones picking off the Washington Redskins in the end of the game, and it was in the rain. And that's when we all stood up cheering. I think, pretty sure that's. I remember that moment. That was a great moment. We have that live somewhere on our channel, so check it out if you don't.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Thank you for that question, guys. Thank you once again, dropping the knowledge in the chat all night long. Part of the experience here, of course, the battle. Just skeptical fan, Marco Seppian. Skeptical running the show here right now, but Jason Renfro with the takeover on all boards. Can't do this without you guys. Drops of love and support, membership, gifting, super chats, cash apps, whatever. Thank you guys for being the best fans of all YouTube. Now, as we welcome to everybody into the family, we got some special stuff coming up on the membership side of things, so get ready, hold on to your horses. We got a lot of people in this thing, and we're going to give a little bit back here. So, Skeptical Fan and others are going to help out, and appreciate every single one of you guys. Truly an experience here on My Cowboys Family. Yes. On that note, it is time officially to have to clock out, drop out for the night, the week, the month, and relock and reload tomorrow for another show, another week. Padded practice, I'm ready. Stay tuned for all the videos coming out throughout the day, and definitely that video recap, and of course the recap at night with us discussing the good, bad, and ugly about our training camp Dallas Cowboys in 2023. Mm-hmm. On that note, baby, before we can officially, I gotta get permission from you on this, but before we can officially clock out for the night and drop out for the night, tell everybody what we gotta do before we kick it off of here.
We gotta drop the beat.
Now I know. I knew. I forgot something. Thank you all for rocking with us here, with us on My Cowboys Family. Remember to I'm reminding you guys to nudge your eagle. You're not an eagle. Your eagle buddies out there, and remind them some very basic mathematics, no matter where you are on this Earth, planet, or universe. 5 is always greater than 1, guys. You know the deal. Make sure you sing them this song while you're at it. Show them that star. Right up here. Over everything, baby. You know it. Guys, it's not about the Eagles. This is about our Cowboys. Another Cowboys chat in the books. We don't watch their training camp. We don't give a good goddamn about their training camp. We don't care about that puke green. All we know is basic math. 5 is greater than 1. And we know how to rep that star over everything, guys. That's what we do here on MCF. Another Cowboys chat in the books. Another great show as well. Another Sunday classic. Congrats to Jason Renfro. Thanks to everybody in the house. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. And of course, never forget here on MCF, it's always about that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything. Never forget the number one thing right here, My Cowboys Family. Much love to all of you. Stay safe out there, guys. Appreciate every single one of you guys. We'll see you back tomorrow for another one. Have a good night. Stay safe. Peace. Hope it was a great weekend. And never, ever, never, ever forget. Go Cowboys!
Monk on the